Hello, myself Sunil Ramakrishna. Here basically we are handling basically the thing basically that is lava holes basically. In this basically we are handling this amount basically. This amount which Bombay Stock Exchange basically have. Here basically I have just taken as I am currently in India, that's why basically I am taking the example of Bombay Stock Exchange. That Bombay Stock Exchange basically that is having this many amount. Where basically it is kept? That basically I don't know. Basically in some database basically it has kept basically. In some data basically which is basically accessed by few groups only basically. And who is doing this inquiry? That for example 100 plane crashed basically. These all are the parts of the system basically. These all basically are the parts of the system basically, and which is basically connected with the node system basically. That was old system, and this is 100% sure basically. This basically might be changed long before basically. This might be changed long before. And one of the person told that node system is equal to what basically? Node system equal to set of cities, and the cities basically are controlled by whom? By political people basically. They are basically handling the cities basically. So just imagine basically the software companies basically. We basically was handling this lava holes. So you can just imagine basically. So you can just imagine basically the lava holes basically. Lava holes basically, and government who handles the. I have sent one resume basically, and here basically I have taken my example, and basically here I have taken just my example, but in real basically it might be anyone basically. So how they handles the one person basically, that is the thing basically. That basically in these government doctors are there, government doctor groups are basically there, government software companies basically are there, that TCS, Infosys, and the few big more companies basically who created the all small software companies basically, and who is basically having the 0.0000001% amount from this amount, and that is basically the software company's income basically. And that basically is they are creating this all basically projects, and this basically database is handled by this all group basically. So just see basically up to what level things basically are connected. And lots of people says that how many operating systems basically are there, because everything basically is handled through the operating system only. Then it told that yes, yeah, basically that is the main thing. And basically before that basically the loading system is also basically in that basically the noval system is basically there. Then it told that yes, yeah, basically that is also basically there. That also basically lots of people says that also basically was changed basically, so that basically nobody can track this basically, because somebody has tracked this. That is 100% sure basically. Mark my words. That's why this corona basically also basically was. Corona basically might be disease basically, but in the disease basically they have verified this also. That is the software companies basically verification. The problem started from where basically? The problem started from this basically, and it has connected to where basically? This. So these people basically who are dying basically in the mountain crash, that are basically American people basically. That also basically the USA government basically knows each and everything, and they are basically and how basically the Indian government doing the verification basically. That basically Indian government basically have their people basically in USA basically, which has got the visa basically. Which visa? Just a minute, that also is which visa they have got basically. See basically these all basically are the visas basically. On the base of visa basically the Indian people are basically staying in the USA, and they are giving the information from here basically, from India basically the calls goes, And that person basically is there in house. No, he is not there in house basically. Because they have to do the physical verification also. No? For that basically they use first virtual data, that is the Google group basically. Google group basically everybody says that basically the Google owner basically is Gujarati. And Gujarati basically created from the German caste basically. People says basically whether it is correct or not, that basically I don't know basically. People says basically that really basically it is correct or not, that I don't know basically. So these all are the visa basically American government basically are issuing for the Indian government. Sorry, Indian public. So Indian government also you can say. Indian government are issuing to the public basically. Where basically they are sending their people basically and telling that basically that person basically is there in the house basically. Then it is no basically he is not there. Still basically do this, keep doing the verification. That person is there basically in there. No. That person is there? No. That person is there? No. That person is there? And he is not accessing the bank account also basically. That person is there? No. That person is there? No. That person is there? No. After that basically for certain time basically they squeeze the account basically. Squeeze the means seals the account, and then basically they convert that account into some certain categories of account basically, and then basically this groups comes into the picture. Do you know what is that group? This group. BCCI basically. That is the BCCI full form board basically. See basically board of cricket board of control of cricket basically. So they are controlling everything basically. But it's an entire sports, so I have to take entire sports basically. In this basically one of the person told that yaar hum to nikal gaye bhai. Who was that person basically? Just a minute, I will just wrestling basically. Sports wrestling resigns. He resigned actually. This was that person basically. Bharat Bhushan. Bhushan basically. See basically, this also you see basically.
Are you an IITian from any one of the mainstream IITs and a BTech graduate from IIT?
Alright, shifting focus to the other big story, we have been tracking this one after that big action was initiated on part of the Sports Ministry against the WFI. Now note in a significant development, Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh, who's been former WFI chief, has officially announced his retirement from wrestling. In fact, in a latest statement, he of India, not just... Alright, so Brij Bhushan Sharan
समर्थकों ने लगाए थे, तो मुझको लगा कि इसमें थोड़ा अहंकार की बुआ रही, इसलिए पोस्टर को मैंने हटवा दिया. सिंह साहब,
see basically he is that person basically who tells basically I left here basically, मैं तो निकल गया basically. So just see basically up to what level things basically are connected basically. So from here basically we connected up to this basically, and this also basically we connected. So one of the person told there basically यार government लोग मतलब कौन है basically. One of the person asked the question basically, who actually got this many authorities basically, इतनी authority दी है basically, and this is basically literally basically they are see basically American government basically, one of the American government told that basically the people basically who are staying in the White House basically, they basically knows this basically, that people basically are basically dying in the 100 plane crash in the Himalaya and Mount Everest. So in next video basically we are going to see a little bit more about this.